Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. This one is so exciting for me. I don't know why I've never really done a bullet journal before, because I love drawing things out. When I was a child, I used to spend ages doing flourishy titles for my projects for school, and I love planning, I love list making, so it just seems the perfect thing for me. I think one of the reasons why I haven't done it before is because I already have separate notebooks for everything, almost everything. And I'll be honest, I'm not going to completely lose that. My bullet journal is going to be entirely for my business. I know normally, I think partly the point of a bullet journal is to not have lots of different notebooks, but to just have one for the year. I don't think my brain could actually cope with that. I think I need to keep things separately. So this is for my blog and my business. By the way, if you're a regular here on this channel, then hello, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed this slightly different video. And if you're new here because you've come because you like a bullet journal, then hello, welcome. I hope you enjoy this channel. Do have a look at the other videos I have here, and if you like the look of them, please subscribe. And if you just like bullet journaling, please stay around, because I will hopefully keep you updated in the future about how this is going and new layouts and things for new month. As you can see from the decorations, it is early January. They haven't come down yet, and so of course it's all steam ahead planning and getting ready for the year ahead. So I really want to make this bullet journal so I can get planning for the year ahead. It's really exciting. So in the past I have used these books by Lisa Jacobs called Your Best Year. I've got 2016 to 2018. These have been so good, but she hasn't done one this year. I was so disappointed. So I'm sort of using these as a guide, what I found useful out of these and also what I didn't. I think Vlogmas last year and the year before I mentioned these and I gave you a bit more of a run through about what they're like, but just to give you a quick idea, it's got like trackers, tasks to complete, goals, focuses. As you can see, I've not filled out some of them. It gives you a quarterly progress log, other bits and pieces to fill in, projects completed, what worked well, etc. Like I said, I borrowed some of what I found the most useful to prepare my new bullet journal. Is it weird that I have a book to plan my bullet journal? I've just picked up one of the kids' old exercise books from school that they don't use anymore, and I've just been using the space to work out exactly what I wanted of my new bullet journal, which, by the way, I'm finally getting around to telling you, is a Lamome. I think that's how you pronounce it. It might be Lamome, but it had better reviews, I thought, than the other one that I also can't pronounce. Lichtern? I don't know, it's a German word. I'm really sorry. I've been watching some bullet journal YouTube videos, but obviously not enough to know the pronunciation. But I really like the colours. I love the mint green and the peach. That's very close to the colours of my branding and business cards. So there are two aspects to my work life. One is my blog and YouTube channel, and one is a clothing company called Threads of a Fairytale, where I design, make and sell fairy tale style clothes. It's quite self-explanatory really, and there is some crossovers because I blog sometimes about the clothes that I make, and many of my YouTube videos are sewing videos where I show what I make as well. So there's a bit of a crossover, which is why I'm definitely putting both those aspects in the same book. So I have started to pencil in some of the page spreads and layouts. This is my first bullet journal and I didn't want to make mistakes, so I am going over it in pencil first. I'm sure there will be mistakes along the way, but it's hard not to be precious about it, but I am. I've also gathered around me this book which my aunt and uncle gave me, Creative Lettering and Beyond. So that's, I sort of have that open to give me flourish inspiration for my titles. I have a pack of calligraphy felt tip pens. I have a pack of Zig Clean Colour brush pens, which were a birthday present from my cousin, and these brush markers from Winsor & Newton that I bought as a bargain from the range. These are just in neutral colours. Hopefully, oh, and I've got a pencil case with, I specifically bought for this, a pack of Pilot pens that are coloured. Oh, if you're new here also, another thing I do is write. I am in the middle of writing a book, which probably, I mention every now and then, It's a long old process writing a book, so I'm afraid that's still a way ahead in the future, but I write longhand and I only ever use Pilot pens, extra fine tip. My writing is quite small and I write very quickly, and I find these have the best flow of ink and with a neat finish, so these are my favourite, and I bought a pack with colours for my bullet journal. Right, so the first thing I'm going to do is actually start at the back of the book, which by the way included a sort of set of we've got some tab stickers, we've got some emoji stickers, which I know I'm not going to use, so I don't know, maybe my nieces will like them. A card ruler, which I have actually found quite useful already, and some temporary tattoos of some deer and stags, which are quite pretty. I don't know if they work on paper. So that came with the back, and it came with a pen as well actually, which is quite good. It's not as good as my Pilot pens, but it is quite good. And then I've also gathered like a pencil and a rubber. Yeah, that's just another pen. So there, I think I'm all set to go. And yeah, I'm going to start at the back using, oh, there's some perforated pages at the back. I don't know what they're for. So I'm just going to use a page or two to have a quick practice and to see which of these pens, if there's any problems with them, whether they work well with this paper or if they leak through. Let's get started. I'm so excited. So here's the close-up of my little practice page. All of the pens are absolutely fine, apart from these, the Winsor & Newton brush markers. Absolutely useless. I mean, I was even going for mid-tone grey and pale grey. It wasn't even the solid black. And look how badly that went through. So that was totally unusable, but no sign of the others. So that's good. Disappointed about this though. I wanted to use it as drop shadows. Okay, this is the front cover. It's really nice and soft. I really like the feel of it. I love the tree design as well. And here's a little tip for you if you didn't know this already. But if you use your elastic sideways like that, it makes it much stronger. You can tuck it in there or tuck it in at the side, and that really keeps it secure. I mean, there is a elastic here, but I find these really fiddly. You could use this to keep a number of different pens. So if you're using 2 or 3 colours, then that's quite a clever, nifty way of keeping them all in the same place. Just thought I would share that. I like that little notebook hack. Right, okay, so we've got a name bit. I haven't done that. I must do that actually. I'd forgotten all about it. And then we've got the contents or index, which I haven't filled in. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that. I do have contents pages in my regular notebooks, my When I Grow Up blog notebook and my Threads of a Fairytale notebook. I do keep a contents at the beginning. But as this is going to be all in date order, I don't know if I'm really going to need it. So anyway, I did a key, and again, not really needed, because these are sort of symbols that are obvious or ones that I've been using for years. But I thought I would probably forget which colours represented which aspects of my businesses. So I thought, well, I may as well. I'll do one anyway. So I've got purple for Threads of a Fairytale. That's the name of my clothing business. When I Grow Up is the name of my blog. By Helen Hobden. That's actually the name of my Etsy shop that I sell gifts, handmade gifts in, mainly with pyrography, but it's more of a hobby than a business, so there probably isn't going to be a lot of notes about that, but I thought I'd include a colour for it anyway. And I'm writing a novel, so green refers to that. So my first double spread is Review of 2018, and I'm not happy with this at all. I totally overdid all the little embellishments. It looked much better before I started all of that. So anyway, I didn't want to dwell on it too much, but I think it's important to look back a little bit. So I've got achievements and successes, time well spent, money well spent, and what didn't work out. And the blue represents When I Grow Up blog, and the purple represents Threads of a Fairytale. So I've got lists for each side. Sorry about this shadow, by the way. Without the lamp, the lighting here just wouldn't be good enough. So that's that page. Also, I made a mistake. I've put snowdrops here. I actually intended snowdrops to be my January theme and just have a regular flower here, and I just totally forgot that. I went straight in with the snowdrops. I mean, I'm not sure it's clear what they are, but that's what they're meant to be. Okay, looking ahead. So we've got how can I improve and how can I upgrade. Again, I'm not entirely sure about these scrolls that I did around the titles. I think that made it look messy. And also, I'm not sure about doing the thick pen. I used the brush pens here to separate the topic. I don't know, I think I probably prefer using the Pilot thin pens for that. Right, so moving on to 2019. My word of the year is nurture, and I have spent a long time trying to decide what my word of the year would be for this year. It was persevere last year. I wrote a blog post about that last year, and I will probably do the same for this year's one as well. So I haven't written it yet, but I will link it below if it's up already. And basically I chose that because I wanted to look after my businesses this year, but last year was very difficult to move them forward because of all the travel to America. And it doesn't look like that's going to change this year. And when you're out of the country for like a quarter of the year, you can't be promoting things you can't make for people. And then I'm relying on the children to post things out. I thought I'd decide to look after everything and the blog and yeah, basically nurture it, care for it, support it, get it ready to move forward next year when we're not traveling so much. The next page is what's going on. This is one thing I really didn't want to do. I've seen all the bullet journals with all the calendars in, and I think, oh, what a waste of time, just buy a calendar. But I did want a page to reference family events, really. Not necessarily every birthday in the family or whatever, but if we're going away or any important things that I know will affect the business, then as soon as we've got the dates sorted for that, I'll put them in here so I can just cross-reference that my plans and my marketing strategy isn't going to clash with that. So for example, I've got the New Forest Fairy Festival in August, so that will definitely be going there because that's a major event for my business. Yeah, sort of following on from that, I've got marketing strategies for the year ahead. So this is stuff, not general notes and plans or goals or anything like that. This is specifically for things relating to that month. So for example, in February, it's worth just making a note of Valentine's Day and the fact that searches for my wedding dresses often go up around Valentine's Day. Proposals happen, and also for the by Helen Hobden Etsy gift shop also receives more views because I sell wedding guest books and a few little wedding related things to that. So it's just worth remembering that, and so that I can plan my Instagram posts and things like that around it. And I've drawn a quill to represent When I Grow Up blog and a cotton reel to represent Threads of a Fairy Tale. And where's my business card? Oh, here's the business card for Threads of a Fairy Tale. That's one of the reasons why I started using the scroll, but I'm not sure if I can keep that. And here's my blog business card, so that's why I've got the quill here, because that's sort of like my logo. Okie dokie. So I did blue lines for the blog, purple lines for Threads of a Fairy Tale. I used the brush pen for these, and I'm not keen on it. I think next time I'll use the thin Pilot pens, yeah, such as here. Keep it nice and sort of neat. I still want it like, I feel like the lines use up too much space. I'm worried that I'm going to be short of space, so I think the thinner the lines the better. So now I've got a double spread. You're getting the idea. When I Grow Up blog left, Threads of a Fairy Tale right. Apart from a little doodle, I've left this basically plain, so I've got plenty of space. Well, that's self-explanatory. Big goals here. And then dreaming even bigger, future possibilities. As the ideas come to me, I will write these down. I haven't split this up because I don't really know what's going to happen in the future. I don't know whether my book will sell and I'll just become a writer, or the blog will suddenly get popular, or I become a full-time YouTuber, you know, or the clothing business will take off. So I haven't split that up, just to write big ideas, for example, opening a clothing shop. Daily tasks, I have got a list of these going in my other notebook. I will add those in here. I've got quite a lot of daily tasks to add, you know, all the little things like do an Instagram post, do a tweet, reply to everybody's comments on Instagram and on YouTube and on the blog, reply to emails, all that sort of thing that sometimes I forget about, and I think if I've got them there just to refer to, that would be really helpful, I think. And the same with weekly, so I've got weekly tasks and monthly tasks. And then we have the growth tracker. That's a lot of numbers to fill in, I know. This is what I track for the blog: sessions, users, page views for the actual blog, Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest overall, Pinterest specifically on the board for my blog post pictures, Twitter, YouTube subscriptions and email subscribers. And then for Threads of a Fairy Tale, I've got website views, Etsy visits, number of sales, and then Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, the one for Threads of a Fairy Tale, and email. And I've got a space. I'm sure there are probably other things I should be tracking as well. Oh, this was a page I messed up. I don't know why. So I've got the months to track here. I haven't done lines, I couldn't be bothered, but maybe I should go in and add them. If it starts to look confusing with all the numbers, then I will go and draw in lines all along. But yeah, for some reason I forgot I was doing months and I thought I was doing days of the month. So I started at the bottom with a 31, 30, etc. I got to like 28 and I thought, oh hang on, I'm meant to be doing months here, not days. So I'm not tracking all this every day. I just sort of covered it up with the blue that side and just to make it match a bit, I just put a bit of purple there. Oh well. I've got a page called joining in. I've got Twitter chats, Facebook link ups. I couldn't think of the right word. It's not really link ups, it's just particular days sometimes where you're allowed on particular Facebook groups to link your blog posts or whatever. And I need to join some more of these. In fact, I don't belong to any at the moment since 30 plus blogs has more or less closed down. So I need to go looking for some of them because I think they do help grow your audience. And Instagram hashtags for a particular day. For example, Wednesday is often hashtag happy hump day. And then there's the weekend hashtag project from Instagram I'll make a note of on Saturday. And the National Trust one I often do as well. So I thought that would be useful. I want to get involved in the blogging community more, but I often forget. Blog link ups, these are linkies, link parties they're sometimes called. Really I only do a couple from a brilliant blog called Not Dressed as Lamb. So I'm going to make notes of those in fashion and lifestyle. Again, I didn't separate these because I think that can be a bit blurry and sometimes it just won't matter. But if I want to see a specific topic for a particular day, I can. Like I said, I just want to connect with a few more bloggers this year. That's one of my goals that I will be writing in on my goals page. So that's the end of my whole year trackers, things and things that I will need for the whole year. So in case I forgot anything, I left a couple of pages blank in case I thought of anything I wanted to come to. Then I've got a page, Hello January. And this page is blank. I will start adding things. And I thought I'd make this one quite pretty and doodly. So I'll come back and show you when it's full. But I thought I'd like make little boxes and pretty scrolls and stuff for things that are just going on in January in a bit more detail to the marketing strategies for the year ahead. So things like the fact that Outlander is on at the moment, you know, so I'd just mention Outlander or things that are relevant in the news at the moment, things that perhaps if I include that in my content and links then it might help or just might trigger ideas for things to write about. Okay, the next double spread is tasks and to-do lists. I mean, that's basically self-explanatory. I thought it's useful to see them together. Maybe when I've actually written down my lists, I might go back in and do a few more snowdrop doodles here. So next page, activity log. I thought it would actually be really interesting. I don't know whether I'm going to be able to keep this up, but I'd like to know how much time I spend on each task and each activity. So going back to my key, I'm going to do a little heart to represent every 20 minutes of time, and then inside the heart write a little letter for each thing. So I've got sewing, novel writing, editing, filming, blogging and marketing. I'm sure there are others, but I didn't want to get it too complicated. And then I will use the colour that related to daily task tracker. Yes, I wasn't sure whether to do this because actually I have a daily list. I'm not doing a daily to-do list in the bullet journal because my daily to-do lists go in a page per day diary like this. That's going to be personal stuff and business stuff, and that's what I look at, tick off every day. So I thought, well, am I going to really tick off something every day in here as well? But there are so many daily tasks that are just every single day. Like I said, like the Instagram post, replying to people's comments and that sort of thing. It's something I really want to make sure I keep on top of at the moment. I often only go in like once or twice a week to reply to comments, and I don't like that. I feel like that's me being a bit rude. So I want to have a daily checklist for things like that. So I will write in everything that I've got on my daily task list and tick it so I can see at the end of the month whether I've kept up with it or not. Finance tracker, pretty straightforward. The days of the month down the side, plus and minus for the blog, plus and minus for Threads of a Fairy Tale. I will just write the amounts and what specifically it was from. Okay, next, January review. I've done 2 pages for each of these. They're exactly the same. So this is for when I grow up. Achievements and successes. How can I keep it up? Difficulties and setbacks. Lessons learned. And that's exactly the same. Oh, and you can probably tell I made the mistake here of doing the wrong colour. So I've gone over it. It's gone over really well, actually. Yeah, and that's that. We are done. Hello everyone, it's actually been a really long time since I spoke to you face to face. I'm in a different setup because I ran out of natural light and I'm a bit nearer the warmth of the Rayburn this end of the table. I've got this clip light here because the lighting in here is terrible, but I am now done. I have to admit the time bullet journaling takes is one of the things that put me off it slightly in the first place because I'm impatient. I just want to get things down on the paper. I don't necessarily want to make it look pretty, but I did make it my New Year's resolution this year to take weekends off, properly off. And when I say completely off, I mean, well, if I'm vlogging the month or if I'm wanting to get the decluttering done and I know that that's not just, I just won't have time for that during the week, then I will be filming at the weekends. But on the whole, I am really hoping to have more proper free time. I don't know if you saw the Lanzarote vlog, but when we went on holiday for a week with nothing to do, it was like, oh my goodness, it was just like a feeling I didn't recognise, and I sort of decided I want that feeling in my life more often. I'm just going to not work at weekends. I'm so used to just thinking I'll finish that tomorrow, even if it's not, you know, on a Friday. And I think, no, I'm going to force myself not to do that sort of thing. But I think bullet journaling is a sort of hobby that I think I will really enjoy, and I have really enjoyed this, and I think I'm now going to do a personal one as well as a business and blog planner. Obviously I will share that with you, so please stick around, hit subscribe, and I'll share that with you as soon as it's going. In the meantime, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, and if you found it useful, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you for watching. I hope it's given you some inspiration, and I'll see you again next time. Bye.